I don't want to take responsibility away from men, but women have always been the gatekeepers. Men have always been men. Mm-hmm. I think if you look at any period of history in any part of the world, no matter what the culture, if men had unlimited access to sex, they'd take it. Mm-hmm. I think it's biological for men to be that way and try and reproduce as many women as possible. I think that women have always been the gatekeepers. They've always been the ones who are saying no. And if women break down the gates and no longer say no, then they're going to have promiscuous societies in godless cities like Miami, like I just described. Mm-hmm. And I agree with you in terms of them deliberately trying to destroy the family home. They are doing that. Part of it's for consumerism because they want consumerism to be our gods. That's absolutely part of it. But another reason is I think a lot of the plans that people have who are in charge of the world across the next 100 years are truly draconian and they're truly evil. And the things they're going to plan to do to people and the lives we're going to be forced to live. And if you destroy the family unit, if you destroy the idea of standing up, the problem is if a man has a family, he'll die for it. If a man's woman doesn't listen to him, his kids he doesn't talk to, when they come along with these draconian rules and bullshit, you're kind of like, oh, whatever. I'll just move. I'll just move country, or I'll just leave it, or I don't care, right? They're trying to destroy the resistance and the resilience amongst the population so they can make slaves of us all. And I think that the family unit is a big part of that.
And that's
right.
Woman is the best way to do it.
Well, absolutely, because if you have a woman who's truly ride or die, truly by your side, and kids who truly love you, you're going to stand on that porch with a shotgun and say, no, you're not coming in this house. But when you don't have that, it gets to a point where it's like, not my fight, not my problem. And it actually extrapolates not just from the family unit, it goes bigger and bigger. This is the reason why in Western societies, nobody knows each other. Nobody likes each other. If you live in a street in England, you don't know anyone. You don't know. You can live there your whole life. You don't talk to nobody. And then even if you do start to meet people, you don't like. He's that color, don't like him. He's from there, don't like him. He likes that kind of car, don't like him. Nobody likes each other. Society is completely degraded. There's no baseline morality. There's no unifying factor. There's absolutely nothing. What happens is as soon as the law breaks down, if you look at even in America when there's natural disaster, as soon as the law is gone, as soon as the police can't turn up, it becomes... They start shooting at each other. It's a free-for-all, right?
We saw in Seattle, didn't we? After the BLM whole...
we saw after Hurricane Katrina, they're shooting at the cops, all this stuff.
They took over like a courthouse in Seattle. It was just like lawlessness.
So they destroy the family unit to destroy the town, to build these societies where everybody's innately selfish. You may be scared of the law, so you behave a little bit, but everybody's absolutely not innately selfish. So when they come along with complete insanity, draconian laws, where they say, because of the common cold, you're not allowed to leave your house, for example, we're going to put you out of business, and they wreck you.
Common cold.
Everyone sits at home and doesn't do shit.
And follows,
everyone's like, oh, well, not my problem, not. But when you actually care about your family, you care about your community, you care about your town, and it becomes much harder to control people because the globalists and their agenda is to make slaves of us all. That's what they're trying to do. And it's hard to make a slave of a man who has a family and believes in protecting his family.
But if 2020 taught us anything, they can easily do it. There's so many sheep in the world. Can I say that?
I was,
you can say what
I was so disappointed.
Do you know what I realized from that? For years, I used to think, how did the Holocaust happen? How did he convince an entire country to think like that? When I saw 2020 take care of this, I couldn't believe how easy it is.
Completely.
It's so easy. And I felt insane because when I would say to people, this is insane, they would look at me like I was an alien. And even now that I feel vindicated, they've never come to say sorry to me, all the people that came for me, but you know,
well, we saw
at least we saw the difference.
With his cancellation. Like that overnight.
Overnight, crazy.
And everyone, all of a sudden, people don't even know what he's cancelled for. I see a video, have you seen on YouTube or TikTok, there's a guy who goes around to campuses and he asks women, random women, what do you think of Andrew Tate? And why do you hate him? What's a misogynist? First they go, oh, we hate him, he sucks, like, you know. Then they go, oh, because he said this. What did he say? They can't ever mention one thing, and they can't define what a misogynist even is.
Well,
so there's your example.
We're living in a world where they don't even know what a woman is.
I'm
sorry.
No, but it's true. You're right.
They don't know what a woman is. Now we're saying a woman is someone who identifies as a woman.
I'm very sorry. I assumed you were both women when I walked in the room. I apologize for assuming.
Oh, no, you didn't ask. I go by she.
In America,
Astaghfirullah. What a world. What a world.
No, but it's absolute clown world, and they're trying to convince you. This goes back into what we were saying earlier about destroying the family unit. They're trying to convince you to ignore your own eyes. None of these things are happening on accident. COVID was a perfect example of how they're trying to convince you to ignore your own eyes. I love that you said nobody apologized because I was the biggest anti-corona person.
Me
and
too.
Everyone's like,
I didn't wear a mask. I got in trouble at work every single day, and I did it with my chest.
Absolutely. And now everyone understands. But at the very beginning, I'm talking about day one. I did 3 minutes of logic. I sat with Tristan and said, look, if this disease kills us, 2 military-age males in our prime, then the world's fucked. So there's no point hiding from it. If it kills us, it's over. So we, from within 10 seconds of the propaganda, we're over with it. We didn't do nothing. And you're right. Nobody apologizes. Nobody says sorry. Nobody self-reflects. Nothing.
The reason I was so...
Iraq. They haven't said sorry. They've killed a million people. What are they going to care about a disease
But
which they can like uncover?
That was the red flag. It's like there's children starving in the world for diarrhea, and you can easily cure that. And now we're telling everyone has to shut down because old people might die. And I was like, this is not they're not caring government.
So why did they do it? And people will say money, but money is actually a very optimistic way to look at it, because I don't think that. In fact, the people who did these kind of things are above money. They print money. They don't do it for money. They do it because they're training you into submission. When they say to you, wear a mask when you walk in the restaurant, sit down, take it off when you eat, put it back on to go toilet, calm down, take it off. This has nothing to do with medicine. This is submission training. And they're also training you and convincing you to ignore your own eyes. It's not an accident. They're testing their machine. When I say ignore your own eyes, I've had this argument with people. I said, did you see a pandemic? They're like, oh yeah, because I wear a mask. No. You saw masks. I'm not saying that. Did you see a pandemic?
Yeah.
Did you see dead bodies? Did you see full hospitals? Did you see ambulances running back and forth? You didn't see anything. They convinced you to ignore your eyes and believe the garbage. And they do this with absolutely everything. And God stands in the way, and baseline morality stands in the way of complete slave mode.
Yeah.
So they come along and say, okay, what's the baseline morality? Not having sex with children. Okay, let's attack that and say pedophilia is okay. What else? What do you see with your eyes? The sky is blue. That's a man. That's a woman. Okay, well, the sky blue one's difficult. Well, let's start with
Let's
do this one. And they
God
do it so
forbid.
that your own eyes deceive you.
Yeah,
And
but do you know what's scary is that there's actually people who believe that. There's genuinely people that think that a man is a woman is a man, and we're ignoring the psychology behind it.
They're the same people who think posing on OnlyFans is empowering.
These are the people who cancelled me.
They're the same people. Empowerment is showing your ass.
They're gonna come for us,
Isn't it? The same women who think empowerment is showing my ass and breasts, getting a Chanel bag, and holding a champagne glass on a private jet. I'm empowerment. That's not empowering. For me, that is prostitution, like you say.